Hi there, this is Alison from Freddie Loves Crochet. Today I'm bringing you the pattern tutorial for a granny square heart. It starts off as a granny square, as a little heart, and then we convert it, goes to a heart, then we convert it back into a square again. It's not actually as difficult as it might look, and they can look great in blankets or in cardigans or bags, or just as a nice feature. You can keep growing the square so it's even bigger if you want to, because by the time we get to here it's just like a regular granny square. If you enjoy this pattern, please give me a subscribe and a like and a comment. Here we go. To begin, you're going to make a magic circle or a magic loop, or you can chain 4 and join, and once you've done that you carry on from where we're up to here. So however you make your circle, whether it be a magic circle or a chain 4 and join, chain 3, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets, US term, treble crochets, UK term, into your circle. Well, basically for the heart, the first 2 rounds are standard granny square rounds, except this time I want you to chain 3 in the corners. Often a corner in a granny square is chain 2, but we're going to chain 3 for this one. 2, 3, just helps this heart get more sort of definition really. And then when we do the background of the to make it into a square, we'll revert back to a chain 2. So we're going to do 3 doubles and 3 chains 4 times all the way around to create our square. Hopefully at this point you already know how to do a granny square, so this is quite simple for you. If you don't, you put 3 double crochets, which is the US term, treble crochets in the UK, into your circle and follow it with some chains, however many chains they are, depend on your pattern. For this pattern we're using 3 chains for the heart, and they create our corner spaces. So you want 4 side spaces consisting of a cluster of 3 and 4 corner spaces consisting of a chain of 3. So once I've got all my sides done, I pull my circle tight if I'm using the magic circle method, and then I'm going to do my final chain 3 to make my final corner, and then I'm going to slip stitch it into the top of the original chain 3 that I did. And then in order to do the next round, I am going to slip stitch along here. I'm into this corner ready for the next round. So slip stitch under the next stitch, slip stitch under the following stitch, and then we're at the corner, so we're just going to put 1 slip stitch actually into the corner space to move our starting position ready for round 2. And round 2 again is a traditional granny round, so we're going to start with a chain of 3 and then put 2 doubles next to it. If I'm going too fast for you, don't forget you can reduce the speed on a YouTube video as well, which may help. So 3, and then we're going to do 3 chain in the corner. So we've got a cluster of 3 here. We've got a 3 chain for a corner, and we're going to go back into the next corner. Okay, and then what we're going to do is that same process in each corner. So you don't need to do anything in between here and getting to that corner. All you will do is move straight to it and begin to double crochet in there. I do use primarily US terms. I will also reference the UK for those of you who prefer those terms. Remembering that the corners are a chain 3. I have to remind myself of that because I'm so used to doing a chain 2 in the corner, but it does give this heart a little bit more definition to have 3 in the corners there. So I'm halfway through. I'm going to do another triple cluster of 3 there, so 3 double crochets is what I meant to say, and then a chain 3 and then another 3 double crochets, remembering that those double crochets is the US term, they are a treble crochet in the UK. And then chain 3, 2 and 3. Okay, and then into the final one. This shouldn't be too far away from what you are used to doing if you already can do granny squares. And it's after this round that we then convert it into a heart. So we should have 2 regular rounds of granny square there, which we have 1 and then 2. I'm just going to join again with a slip stitch to the top of the 3rd chain that we started with. I like to pick up 2 strands of that chain rather than just 1 to stop it from pulling. Slip stitch to there. Okay, so now we're going to slip stitch along again to our corner so that we can make the, so you're going to slip stitch under the next 2 stitches and then into that corner, ready to make it into a heart. So from here, you're aiming now to put lots of stitches into this side space here. So we're going to start from here and we're going to be putting our hook in here, and we're going to make treble crochets, which is a US term. It is the double treble in the UK. For that, you will put your hook, yarn over your hook twice before going in. So we've chained 1, yarn over the hook twice, and then we're going for that middle side space there, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops at a time, and we're going to do that 12 times. So yarn over the hook twice, into that middle space, yarn over, pull through, and then yarning over 2 loops and pulling through 2 loops at a time. We're going to do it, like I say, 12 times, and by the time you've done 12 of these long treble stitches, you will have arched over to create that sort of arched hump of the heart, or one of them anyway. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got another 8 to go. So making sure that you do yarn over twice, and then when you pull through, you go through 2 at a time until you're back to 1 loop on your hook. Going in all in the same space, all in this middle space. To give myself some more yarn, excuse me 1 second. Okay. Give another count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 3 to go. Yarning over twice into that space, yarning over and pull through 2 at a time. So that's 10. 11 and 12. Okay, so if you put it down, you can see we're almost there. So what I need to do now is put a little slip stitch in here to anchor that down to there, so that we've created this nice full arch here, like it's like a shell, isn't it? And then we're going to do it all again on this side. So into that corner space, hook in and make a slip stitch, and then we're going to do exactly the same as what you did here, but down there. So you're going to start with a chain of 1, and then you're going to place 12 trebles in here. Have a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I've got 5 to go. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm just going to double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, have I got 13? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I have. Oh, that's a good job I checked. There you go. Always check your work. So the last thing I'm going to do, you can see I've got a nice heart shape now. Last thing I'm going to do is slip stitch to this corner space here to attach that down to there. Okay, and then you can fasten off the yarn. So get your scissors, trim, make a chain and pull it all the way through. Probably a good idea to sew in your ends at this point so they don't get in your way, and also it gives you something less to do once it's finished. So the next thing I'm going to do is show you then how to get it ready to make it into a square. So to make it into the square shape now, we're going to create a round just of chains and attaching it at equal intervals around the heart. And this gives us the spaces then that we work our next round into to try and square it off. So you're going to join at the bottom point of this heart. If you're right-handed, you're going to work up this way from joining here. If you're left-handed, you'll join here and you'll work up that way. But it's exactly the same because it's completely symmetrical. It's just you're going to work around the heart the opposite way depending if you're right-handed or left-handed. So join in here and make a slip stitch to secure. Then you are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, go to the next space along. So if you're right-handed, it's that space, and if you're left-handed, it's that space. Go to the next space along and hook in and make a slip stitch in there. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Into the next space along, hook in, make a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 3 again, and this time we're going to go in between these trebles. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go here in between the 3rd and the 4th treble. So you're going to put your hook into there, slip stitch, and then chain 3, and then you carry on. So that's number 4, 5 and 6. So this time we're going to go in between the 6th and the 7th. Put a hook in, slip stitch, and then chain 3. Then you're going to go between the 9th and the 10th. So that's the 7th, 8th and 9th. So there's the 9th and the 10th there. Hook into there. Then you're going to chain 3, 2, 3, and then into this space here in between the 2 sets of trebles. So that kind of dip of the heart there. So you've kind of gone up this side here, and then you're going to do what you've done here but in the reverse on the way down. So this was the 12th, so 12, 11, 10, and that's the 9th. So let me chain my 3, 2, 3, forgot that. And so you're going to go 12, 11, 10, and then it was between the 9th and the 10th, so it's there. 1, 2, 3, and then 9, 8, 7, so you're going between the 7th and the 6th in there. 1, 2, 3, and then 6, 5, 4, and then you were going between the 4th and the 3rd in that side. Chain 3, and then you're going in this space. We've finished with the trebles now and you're just in spaces, and then 1, 2 and 3 into there, slip stitching, and then we've got one final one left. 1, 2, 3, and then into that bottom part of the heart. Okay, So we're going to continue now. We've done a round of chains so that we can now make it into a square, and this is where it gets a little bit like, now do this stitch, now do that stitch, but bear with me because once we've got this round done, it's all plain sailing after there. So you're going to go to your next chain space. So all these are chain spaces, so you go to the next one along. So obviously if you're right-handed, it's that one, and if you're left-handed, it's that one. Hook in and just slip stitch to get your hook into the right position there. Then chain one, and then in this chain space we're going to work 2 half doubles, which is a half treble in the UK. So yarn over, your hook in, yarn over, pull through, so you've got 3 loops, and then you yarn over and pull through all 3. So you're going to do that twice, followed by a double, a US double. So yarn over, hook in, yarn over, pull through, you've got 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, through 2. Moving on then to the next chain space, you're going to work a double. I'm going to just use US terms for the moment in there. And then 2 trebles. So a double and then 2 trebles. Remembering that with a treble, you put your yarn over your hook twice, and you always pull through 2 at a time. And this is the chain space where we're going to create the corner space for the next round. So from there, we're now going to put, you've got a double, 2 trebles, and now I'm going to do a chain of 2, and then 2 trebles next to where you've just been. So still in the same chain space here, everything is worked into the same one here. So we're kind of going in reverse now of what we've just done. So it's now 2 trebles and then 1 double. You move on to the next chain space, and it's 2 doubles and 1 half double. So 2 doubles and 1 half double in the next chain space. In the next one, nice simple one, we're going to single crochets. So no yarn over before you go in, and you're going to put 3 of those in the next chain space. Moving on to the next one, you're going to do a half double first of all, then 2 doubles, and this is another one where we create the next corner for the next round. So once you've done that, you're then going to chain 2. So you've got a half double, a double, a double, a chain of 2, and then you're going to do 2 doubles, and a half double into the same. So you've got half, double, double, chain 2, double, double, and a half. And then in your next chain space, it's a half again, and then 2 more doubles. So 1, 2, and then in the next chain space, it's 2 doubles. So working sort of on the other side of the heart now, right down the other side. So then 2 doubles and a half. So it's the opposite basically of what you've just done. Let's just flatten things out so you can see. You've come up here, you've got a corner, you've come up, you've got a corner, and now we're going back round this side. So you're going to do in reverse down this side what you've just done up that side. So here in this space, we had 2 doubles and then a half. In the next space, it's where we create the next corner. So we're going to go for a half and 2 doubles. 1 and 2. And then you're going to chain 2. And then it's going to be another 2 doubles and another half. In the next chain space, it's 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And in the next one, it's a half, a double, and a double, and then in the next one it's the next corner, so a double and then 2 trebles, so yarning over twice, so and then pulling through 2 at a time. Okay, so that's the first half of the corner. Then you're going to chain 2 and reverse what you've just done, so it'll be 2 trebles and a double, and then we're up to our final chain space, and in here you're going to work 2 doubles and a half double. And then you're just going to join to the top of that initial half double crochet that you did at the beginning of the round with a slip stitch. Okay, so let's turn it round. We should now have squared off the heart, and now you've got all the spaces and all the in the right place to just continue as a regular granny square. So I'll do that first round with you. So we've slip stitched to here. We need to get now to the next space along. So we've slip stitched here. We're just going to slip stitch along until we get to this space here. So hook just under the top of those stitches and slip stitch, just so that you can get everything in the right position. We are here. And then from here, you're not in a corner space here, you're in a regular cluster of 3 space. So you're going to start with a chain of 3 and put 2 doubles next to it before you move on. So I've got a cluster of 3 here. So it's now just regular granny clusters and granny corners. Giving myself some more yarn there. So now I'm in the corner. So I'm going to do 3 doubles. Chain of 2, so we're going back to 2 chains in the corners here. I know we did 3 there, but that was to just give it that nice effect, and another 3 doubles next to it. Then you're going to move to the next chain space, or not chain space, just the next space between the clusters, apologies, and it's another 3 doubles, and then you're just going to carry on along, making sure you get in the right place. So here, sometimes finding in between the clusters can be quite tricky. Remember that that's the chain space from the previous round, so that's the 3 there. There's a 3 there, so here is the space in between those 3 that you're going to work. Now when the stitches, like the single crochets, aren't that tall, it can be trickier to see the space in between the clusters. And then we've got one more side cluster, and then we're in another corner, so we're going to do 3 doubles, chain 2 and 3 doubles. Okay, so you're basically going to go all the way round just with your regular granny clusters, and you can stop there if you want, or you can carry on and do another round, and then you can also put a border on it using single crochets, just like the one that I showed you at the beginning of the video. So carry on going around just to make it as big or as small as you want now that you've squared it off, and make it to the size that you want it to be. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial of the granny heart square, and I'll see you again very soon for another one. Please subscribe.